I included here a piece of literature that I think is very powerful from Coda. It's on setting boundaries for healthy relationships. And really, it's about kind of the process of Coda is I check in with myself to find out what I'm feeling. And then I find a way to create a boundary so that I can feel safer. It's kind of simple on the surface of it, but when you're trying to do it, and I say this as a codependent, it's very complex. And I think people work at this over a period of years, and it changes over time. And boundaries themselves change over time. Like, for example, on a certain day, someone might not feel comfortable getting a hug. They just are sensitive today and don't want to be touched. And the next day, it might be fine. So they're might have a different boundary around hugs depending on how they're feeling. And I think a lot of things about relationships are kind of like that. It's not cut and dry. But in the beginning, for the newcomer, it often is. It's very cut and dry. It's like, nobody fucking touches me. You get over there. And then over time, people begin, you know what? No one touches me. I don't like that. I'm kind of lonely. I would like to get a hug. You know, people reevaluate as they go along, as they figure out, I can set the boundary way out there, or I can pull it farther in here. I think this is something that comes up a lot in share collaborative housing because people who don't know each other too well are living together. They're trying to figure out how to communicate. They're feeling like they don't have a right to have their feelings and they don't have a right to set boundaries, and they do. And if we can help everybody learn to set boundaries, then the house generally starts working together better. Not always, because sometimes the boundaries are way out there. My boundary is I don't have a roommate.
And one thing I learned is that even like trying to set a boundary can be a good thing, you know, like just like the attempt to set it, like can leave you with a feeling, like a good feeling, you know, even if it doesn't work out, like you're, you know.
You feel a little bit more empowered.
Yeah, like at least I tried.
Yeah, I mean, I think the process of just asking myself, how do I feel right now? Like that is a pretty huge recovery tool. I didn't know how to do that in the early years. I really didn't know what my feelings were. I was like frozen. And Coda gave me a chance to like thaw out and find out what feelings I had and realize that I could put words to them. And a lot of people that we're working with are in that place. They're learning to express feelings, which is a good thing. Although maybe it isn't so good when they call you and yell at you. But I do think this is a great piece of literature to use in our programs, community meeting, house meeting, share recovery retreat, because these are tools that people in recovery always need to be able to find out what I'm feeling and figure out what kind of boundaries I need around those feelings. This is like major. Have any of you seen the need for people to be able to express their feelings in the work that you're doing at Share? Does anyone have an example of how things kind of get messy because someone doesn't know how to ask for what they need?
Okay, I guess I kind of have to. Um, with the whole name thing, you know, it's just like, I, you know, I originally I thought like, you know, just using an alternative name wasn't going to bug, and then I noticed that it did. However, I was like, at the same time, you know, you don't want to be the cause of confusion. So it's like, all right, maybe just like bottle this up and don't say anything about it and it go away, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of felt like it might be okay to share my feelings in this environment. So I'm gonna try, you know, even though I wasn't like sure. I was like 50-50. This could go either way. Like I could end up looking like a total idiot, you know, just like not a team player at all.
So when Tony asked that he be called Tony A as opposed to Anthony, how was that helpful to us as a team? Y'all, why is that a good thing that Tony asked for that?
We know how to meet his needs at that point.
Yeah. He's not going to be sitting there with a resentment or feeling hurt every time we use a name that he just doesn't relate to. So it's not really selfish. It's actually helpful to the whole group. And plus, you kind of become a recovery model as you model asking for what you need. So these are all good things. Is it selfish to think of yourself first?
I thought it was.
Way.
I thought it was for sure. Yeah.
A lot of people think so. How is it
Yeah.
helpful? How is it helpful when we put our own needs first? Coda's motto is to thine own self be true. Why is that helpful to another person?
When I show up as my authentic self, when I show up in my truth or in a good mood or with peace of mind or feeling emotionally stable, mentally stable, when I feel secure in my voice, like all of those things, which has taken a very, 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 very long time to create within myself. But I find that the more that I work on it and the more of an actual practice, a daily practice as it is, I'm a better service to other people. Like I'm more effective, I'm more calm, I'm more compassionate, I'm more understanding. Um, I I am able to teach other people how to treat me, you know, instead of having like these loose, flossy kind of boundaries.